Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WTV Live Network. I'm Zach Kastrick. I'm alongside Hunter Valopek for tonight's contest between the number 2 Westside Warriors and the unranked Fremont Tigers. Hunter, when I was looking into this game, I couldn't help but compare this to one of the football games that we just go back to hundreds and hundreds of times when you're talking about Westside football. We know Westside has won 25 straight games. That is a school record for Westside in consecutive games won, 25, going back multiple seasons, all the way back 2 years ago. And that last loss is the loss I want to compare this game to. It is against North Platte. It was in North Platte, so there's the stark difference. It's not a home game. It wasn't a home game for Westside 2 years ago. But North Platte, Westside went on the road, and they got upset. They were number 1 team in the state at that time, and I vividly remember that game. They got us knocked down, obviously, after losing, but the reason I compare this is the week after North Platte was a really, really tough opponent, just like this week. Next week, Westside takes on Elkhorn South, the number 3 team in the state, right behind Westside. So I can't help but compare it to Fremont, considering Fremont 3-2. Maybe they're not the best team in the state, not in the top 10. But you can't overlook them like Westside did against North Platte a few years ago.
Yeah, definitely not. You got to keep your eye on the opponent right now. Westside, I call this kind of a tune-up game for them, but you can't underestimate Fremont. They're 3-2. They've got a couple of nice wins. They won last week against Burke. But Westside, 5-0. They have been firing on all cylinders, especially these last 2 weeks, beating 2 top 10 opponents in Bell West and Omaha Central. So right now, I think if you're Westside, just focus on the now. You do have number 3 Elkhorn South next week here at home. But if you're Westside, just right now, focus on now. Westside has still not lost a home game since 2018, which they lost to Millard South over nearly a decade ago. It's been that long, but still, Westside, as long as they keep playing their style of football, they will dominate this game.
And then we know how good Westside is, but let's talk a little bit about Fremont. They got some really great players on that team. We'll start with the head of the offense. You got Aiden Boho Boy.
Yeah, Boho Boy, he's a real solid dual threat right now. 272 yards, three touchdowns to 3 INTs. Not the greatest touchdown to interception ratio, but he can do it on the ground. He has 37 carries for 165 yards and 4 touchdowns, which is pretty good for a dual threat quarterback. And he is also plays punter.
And then the big thing has got to be their running backs, Hunter. You got 2 really good running backs, both over 35 carries on the year, both of them over 300 yards. Devarius Bell leading the team in carries with 40. He has 328 yards on the season. But the thing that stands out with Bell has got to be his yards per carry. He's over 8 yards a carry, and his counterpart is averaging over 10. So that really goes to show how good this running game is, and that's what they're going to lean on tonight.
Yeah, Fremont just going to need to lean on that run game. It's going to be a bit tough. Westside has been real good at the interior stoppage. They've been a little bit lacking on that outside run potential, but if they could keep the run game down, it should be good. But like you said, Devarius Bell, Brooks Eiler, they have been real solid, over 300 yards apiece. It'll be a dual threat ground game for Fremont, and if they can't get that ground game going, I don't know what will be happening for their passing game, as their leading receiver only has about 100 yards on the season.
Yeah, they don't pass the ball. Their quarterback has less than 30 completions on the year, Hunter, so you're going to rely a lot on the screen game as well. You know, some of their leading receivers are their running backs, so that is something to keep an eye out. And I want to talk Fremont's defense. You know, 3-2, they haven't played any, special teams by any means, but they got some good defenders over there, considering Preston Wagner and Nolan Menning. Preston Wagner leads the state in sacks with 6. He's tied with one other player out west, 4 sacks. And then his counterpart on the other end, Nolan Menning, he's got 5 sacks, so that's obviously 1 behind him, and that's second in Class A, and really just second in the state, tied with many other people. So they can find a way to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, it's going to be a real great game for these 2 players up front. Like you said, they both lead the team, nearly lead Class A in in sacks. I'll be really interested to see what Westside's offensive line does. They're down their center with Johnny Hurtado getting injured. We believe it is a concussion or a broken wrist.
I think it might be a little bit of both, actually. I mean, we saw him in a cast today, and I also heard a rumor in school. Don't quote me on this. This is terrible journalism. He might have a concussion, but nonetheless, Johnny Hurtado on the O-line is inactive, so we will be having some people take their place I'm assuming Blake Kiefer will be filling in at center for Johnny Hurtado. That's what happened last week. So you might have Hudson Meade and Owen James even rotating in there as well, maybe in center. We'll see how that rolls out against the Fremont really start D-line. But we know how good a Westside is, Hunter. Braylon Warren and the dual threat in the backfield with Tay Jenkins and Finn Christensen.
Yeah, it's basically a sophomore backfield. Braylon Warren, 1,102 passing yards on the season through his first 5 games ever as a starter in his sophomore season. Real good. His main target's going to be Keenan Cotton today. He has been absolutely electric throughout these last couple of weeks. A couple of kick return touchdowns. We saw some stats on Twitter, and he's been clocked in at over 21 miles per hour.
It's crazy.
The fastest man was Usain Bolt at 28, but he is second in the Midwest region in terms of speed.
He's also top 10 in the state. I believe I saw him at 8. That's just absolutely
top 10 in the nation.
Yeah, that's just absolutely insane to think about. Keenan Cotton right here at Westside High School. He's the guy you got to look out for. And it comes on the kick return and punt return as well. He's leading the state, we're going to say, in kick returns. If you actually go to Max Preps where you find all high school stats, he doesn't have enough kick returns on his record to be labeled as the state leader because Westside doesn't give up points to where there's kickoffs. So we're going to say here he leads the state in kick returns, which is true. He has the most. So we're going to go with that. Keenan Cotton is the guy to look out for. Other receivers, though, as well. There's some good guys out there. Eli Johnson, Titan Glassman, really good players out there.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good receiving game for Warren out there. You can't underlook Tay Jenkins in the backfield, though. He can run. He has over 500 rushing yards, has a few touchdowns, scored one last week against Central, went over for 150 yards. And like you said earlier, they cannot, with Keenan Cotton not getting many kick returns, this defense is special. They've only allowed 57 points all year and have 6 interceptions, mainly by Quentin Warren, but they also have a good amount of great defensive backs. Joe Simon, Charlie DiLorenzo, Bryce Willen, all those guys can get pass breakups, and they can play their man well.
Thank you so much for listening to our pregame show. We're going to turn it over. The players are currently coming out of the school. We'll be right back with the start of the game in just a minute. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the WTV Live Network. I'm Zach Kastrick. Alongside me for tonight's journey, Hunter Valapek. You just saw the number 2 team in the state, the Westside Warriors, come out onto the field. They will take on the Fremont Tigers from about 35, 40 minutes away. We're expecting somewhat of a good one, Hunter.
Yeah, it'll be an all right game. If Westside can just get out to a big lead early, it won't be that bad. But right now, for me, Zach, I want to enjoy this weather while it lasts. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be 95 degrees in October during a Husker game, which will be very unexpected. So I say let's enjoy the weather right now.
And before we go at it, there's a little bit of a storyline I want to take a look at. I just received a picture from one of the coaches, DJ Rizek. This is kind of a reunion for this Westside team. I mean, there's some really good players off of last year's squad, which is considered one of the best teams in the state, including the Rizek brothers, both of them at Notre Dame. You got Nick Englum and Bo Ryan both playing college football. I see Jackson Benj in there playing college golf. I mean, there's some countless players in there. Caleb Benning over at Nebraska right now, which has actually played in a few games early in the season. So kind of a reunion against this Fremont Tiger team.
Yeah, it's really cool to see them all there, especially the Rizeks who came all the way from Indiana to watch this game, as we will have kickoff here. Fremont Westside.
Frizzlin boots it away. Back to return and returning it at the 5, up this right sideline, breaking a few tackles up to the 30, 35, and he's going to be dragged down at the 45-yard line. Great return to start the game for Brooks Eiler.
Yeah, that's a real nice return there by Eiler. Fremont could have that big play potential. If they could, they need to set a statement early. If they could get out to a good 1 or 2 possession lead here, they need to punch Westside in the face early if they want to have a chance at this win. But Westside gonna try to stuff the box and stuff the run.
Boboy takes the snap and he hands it off to Devarius Bell, and he's up near the first down marker. Gain of 8 on first down.
Yeah, from this Fremont team, you are very much expecting a run here. Westside knows it. Fremont knows it. Westside's front 7 are going to need to be on their game today. They have a lot of good players in Campbell, Nebraska commit Christian Jones. Johnny Hurtado is out today, but they got a lot of good players on that front 7.
Boboy takes the snap, hands it off to Bell once again, and he's going to be pushed back at impact, straight back where he came from. Couple of guys in there on the stop, including Joe Soria, the big boy up front.
Yeah, just like I said earlier, those front 7 are going to need to be playing their game today. Hurtado's out. Blake Kiefer's probably going to be starting in the spot. Christian Jones, Ty Sidzik, Campbell, Joe Soria, all with great big stop potential. But you cannot underestimate that pass game, even if they don't pass too much. So it might be a good day to pass for Fremont.
2 receivers on the outside. Boboy will hand it off to Eiler up the middle, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down marker. Looks to be about what will be a 4th and 1, 4th and half a yard.
Nah, it's going to be a first down, they call it.
Ooh, that was really close, right on the marker. Officials give it to him, and the Fremont Tigers move the chain, first down of the game.
Now I'll let you know, Bell, the last 2 weeks ago, game against Bell West that we covered, they didn't get into Westside territory till about the second quarter. Fremont's getting into it on the first drive.
It's a big way to start a game.
It's a good way to start the game. They just need to punch Westside in the mouth early if they want to have any chance at winning. And their defense needs to hold strong.
Boboy in the shotgun. He'll pull it back from his running back. Looking down the field, he's got an open man back there. Charlie DiLorenzo reaching over DiLorenzo, looking to make the catch is Noah Sagehorn. But DiLorenzo back there on coverage.
Yeah, now, I told you, though they run a lot, you need to be prepared for the pass. And Charlie DiLorenzo right there made a great effort at the ball. His back was turned, which is not what you want to see from a DB. He made a little bit of initial contact before the ball got there, but the ref did not throw the flag, and DiLorenzo made a good effort at blocking Sagehorn. And it's an incomplete pass, and right now it's second down, and that's what you need for Westside, just to stop them as much as you can on these early downs.
2 running backs each hip of Boboy. Boboy will keep it himself, run up the middle before he's dragged down. We talked about in this pregame, Boboy is a big threat on the ground as well through the air.
Yeah, I kind of would like to see what North Platte runs here. They run a way different package, but they will run some options, some triple options, some speed options. They'll run some good options here, and it could be deadly here if Westside does not know how to respond, which they have not been able to respond to it too much, especially back in 2022 when they did lose to North Platte early in the season.
Bowboy goes to the left side of the field. Ball is tipped up into the air and falls incomplete. Bowboy was looking through his big receiver out on the outside. Looked to be Sagehorn once again.
Sagehorn's going to probably be that security blanket there. They don't. If they're going to throw, they're going to probably try to throw it to him, and they will try not to give him an interception.
Back to punt. Westside draws the 4 and out, or 3 and out. Sorry, not a 3 and out. They picked up 1 first down. Back to punt is the quarterback, Bowboy.
Now here's what Keenan Cotton can do on the return game.
Ball bounces into Bowboy. Keenan Cotton calls a fair catch. Falls down, but maintains control at the 15-yard line. That's where Westside will begin. And here comes Braylon Warren and the really good Westside offense.
Yeah, they did not perform well in the first game. You kind of expected that from against the number 3 team in the state at the time, against Omaha North. But Warren has kind of fallen into a rhythm here. 5 games down, he has been putting up great stats. Has put up nearly 50 points. Put up a 50 bomb against Bell West and nearly 50 bomb against Central. It's just that balanced passing and running attack.
Tay Jenkins gets the pitch from Warren. He's up through the middle, down the right sideline to the 40, and he's dragged down on the far sideline by Jackson Schutt.
And that's what you want to do there if you're Westside. Put one on the ground early. See what sophomore Tay Jenkins can do, and he can do a lot. He is a very versatile running back. He can catch, he can run it, and he can run it fast. Has returned a kick return touchdown in the game against Bell West. He got about 150 yards of rushing called back.
Tay Jenkins once again up to the 50 before he breaks a tackle and gets to the far 46-yard line with 8:57 to play here in the first quarter.
Westside's momentum here. They're going to try to keep moving the ball as much as possible here.
Warren takes a snap, screen route to Eli Johnson. He comes down the left sideline to the 35, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Westside just continuing to move the chains, 3 straight first downs.
That was a good pass completion, but I want to give props there to Keenan Cotton on the sideline. He put a real great block on the cornerback there and forced him into another defender. It allowed Johnson to break it to a bit more to the outside and get that first down and a few more extra yardage.
Braylon Warren starts right, looks left, finds a man over the middle of the field. That's Christian Jones, the Husker commit, playing linebacker next year for Matt Rule.
Yeah, Christian Jones, 4-star recruit, could be a 5-star by the end of the year. He is very scary. He is a big man, and he can lay down the hammer hard. And if you do not want to go one-on-one against that dude in an Oklahoma drill.
Absolutely not. Braylon Warren pitched to Tay Jenkins to the left side, picks up the first down before he's dragged out of bounds at about the 14-yard line.
Right now what I'm seeing, Westside's front D and O line have just been overpowering Fremont, and that's not what you want to see if you're the Tigers. They need to play physical football. Westside plays an already good physical game of football, and if Fremont needs to match that.
Warren in the shotgun. Tay Jenkins to his right. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Jenkins. He's up the middle to the 5. Touchdown, Warrior.
Early, Westside. Tay Jenkins got it up the middle. A little bit of a counter action. Put it up the gut of Fremont and put it in for a touchdown. An early 6-0 lead for the Warriors. And Westside is right now doing great on the offensive end. Tay Jenkins there, beautiful drive, a lot of great runs from him. Extra point is good, and we have ourselves a 7-0 ball game here, Zach.
What a great start for the Westside Warriors. Ever Shrinslin knocks down the PAT. Keenan Cotton on the board first for Westside. Westside leads 7-0. We'll have the Fremont second drive of the game when we come back. You probably can't hear me, so. Okay, if I say we're going to break, just do that.
Fight on Westside, win this game. Go Big Red, go Big Red, go Big Red, go Big Red, fight.
All right. Just make sure you're staying zoomed in. I know it's zooming out on you on automatically, right? All right, just try your best. Oh, yeah. Where's the roll of duct tape?
Here, we gotta go back.
Go. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. Westside leads 7-0. Eiler on the return, but he's going to be stopped well short of the 20-yard line. Not a great return this time.
Yeah, what made that Fremont drive so well was that initial kickoff return by Brooks Eiler. He got it all the way out to the Westside, to the Fremont 45, and it was just though it was a first down and then a 3-and-out, it was not a bad drive at all. It forced Westside to start from their own 20 off of a good punt, but Fremont's defense could not handle the Westside power attack.
Boboy takes a snap, rolls out to his left, takes it for himself, and he's going to fumble the ball. Ball's loose. I think Bryson Williams got on it for Westside. Looks like Fremont got the ball back. Lucky break there for Aiden Boboy. That ball just fell straight loose to the floor.
Yeah, that ball got knocked out. It looked like Bryce Williams. It could have been Joe Simon there to knock it out, but it looked like Boboy knew the ball was out and immediately popped up and immediately popped back onto the football. But 2nd and 9 here, probably going to be more of a passing game for Fremont.
Boboy takes a snap. He'll hand it off. This one's for Bell, and he's dragged straight down at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 9 upcoming.
Once more, that defensive line is penetrating back to Boboy and to Bell. How do I say it? They get back there quick. It gives no time for Bell to do patience or make a play out of it, and it forces Fremont to get stopped immediately.
3 receivers to Boboy's right, 1 to his left. Blitz coming. He's got to get rid of it. Steps in the pocket, keeps it for himself. He's got the first down before he slides. It's going to be close. Looks like he's going to be short with the start of his slide. It's going to bring up about 4th and 1.
Immediately back there was Christian Jones, the Nebraska commit. He immediately got back there and got pressure, forced Boboy to get out of the pocket immediately and escape out to his right. It was good. It was a good chunk yardage play of 7, but Westside was there, though, immediately got the stop, and it forces a 3-and-out and a punt and another chance for Keenan Cotton to make something happen.
Boboy gets off the snap, but it looks like it was tipped at the line, and that one's going to bounce out of bounds in plus territory. Getting back in there for Westside was Burke Brown on the coverage.
Yeah, it was rather tipped, or it was just a bad punt, but great field position for Westside here, starting at the Fremont 39. And this might just be Fremont's do-or-die drive right here. If Westside can get out to a 2-possession lead here, it might be over before it even starts.
It's definitely hard to come back from a Westside deficit. Their team is just so good.
That's why they have 25 straight wins.
That's exactly right. Warren takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Jenkins. He's going deep down the left sideline, has Eli Johnson, and it bounces off the defender's helmet. That's Easton Siza on the coverage. He didn't have his head turn around, and Eli Johnson had a step on him.
It was a good route by Eli Johnson, a good streak route. Made a nice double move on Siza, but the ball was just a tad underthrown, and it knocked off off Siza's helmet.
Taking the handoff is Jenkins, fighting for the first down yardage, and it looks like he's going to get it.
TJ Jenkins, though he stands at 5'8", he is a very versatile running back. He can run it fast, but he can also run it down your throat. as he picked up a good amount of chunk yardage after contact, maybe about 5 or 6 just on his own free will against 2 or 3 Fremont defenders.
Once again, this one's going to be Finn Christensen on the carry, and he's battling for yardage, and he picks up 6 on first down.
Sizzo was there for the tackle, immediately met him on at that first level, and that's going to be crucial for Fremont here. Just making initial contact with the Westside runners and getting pressure in on that quarterback, especially with Johnny Hurtado out. This new center, we believe it's Blake Kiefer, might have some troubles.
Right up the middle is Finn Christensen, and once again, he's near the 10-yard line. He's going to be marked down at the 13. Once again, Westside threatening to score. Yeah, it does appear, Hunter, the new center is Blake Kiefer down there in the middle. Warren in the shotgun. Finn Christensen to his left. Takes the handoff up the middle, and he's going to be rear-ended, breaking tackles inside the 10. And a late flag is thrown by the white hat in the backfield.
Yeah, right now Fremont did a nice job there of getting the initial hit on Finn Christensen. And Westside's going to keep running it until they know Fremont can stop it. And right now it's that third down back to
I'm
Finn
thinking
Christensen.
that might be a late hit. Looks like somebody may have dived on Finn Christensen after he was already on the ground.
I think you might be right.
But we'll wait from the call here from our white hat official. And it is indeed a late hit. That one's going to go against number 76, Cole Hazen.
Yeah, now that's just a dumb mistake there by Hazen. Gives Westside already some more extra yardage.
Down to the 5. Warren in the shotgun. Finn Christensen on his left hip. Christensen will get the carry, fighting for the end zone, and he tiptoes his way in. And Westside with a dominant start. They're up 13-0 via Finn Christensen 5-yard carry.
Westside's rushing attack has been really great so far. They've been pounding the rock up the middle, which they've had a pretty challenging time doing all season. But right now they've been firing on all cylinders, got it into the end zone for a score. First it was Tay Jenkins, now Finn Christensen, the two power back duo getting both touchdowns to start the game, and Fremont in a little bit of trouble.
Shrislin once again nails the PAT. Westside leads 14-0. When we come back here on the WTV Live Network, Fremont with their third drive of the game. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. I'm Zach Kastrick. Alongside me is Hunter Valapek. Westside a stark 14-0 to start things off with still 4 minutes left to play in the first quarter.
Westside did what they needed to do. They've gotten out to a big lead early, and if their defense just needs to keep playing ball.
On the return is Eiler, I believe. He's up the right sideline, and he's going to be dragged down at the 19-yard line by a host of Westside defenders.
Westside has been really good on that special teams section, both punting, kicking, and the return games. It's just been it's been a really great start for them this year. Keenan Cotton, we mentioned it in the pregame, 2 kick return touchdowns, lots of speed, big potential. Tay Jenkins also in that kick return game, and sometimes in that punt return game, and they've done a really great job at limiting yardage off of the kickoffs and punts.
On the carry is going to be Devarius Bell, and he's going to pick up 3 on first down.
Fremont still leaning on that ground game right now. It's been pretty minuscule so far. They had a good deep shot ball early on that first drive that Charlie DeLorenzo knocked down. And right now, they probably want to look for Sagehorn maybe a bit more on that pass game.
Taking the snap in the shotgun is Boy. He rolls out to his left, throws across his body. Flag is thrown, and the pass falls incomplete on the far sideline, looking for SZA.
Hudson Jennings was wide open there in the middle of the field. He had a good about 5 yards of chunk yardage there. As this one's looking like it's going to be a holding off on Fremont, and that will back them up even more. And these penalties right now have been hurting Fremont in these first couple of drives, both one for Westside and for Fremont.
The hold is going to go against Fremont Tigers. It's going to be declined. Once again, Hazen on the penalty. Penalties declined, brings up 3rd and 8. Once again, a 3rd and long situation. We'll see how the Tigers can meddle their way through these long down and distance.
Fremont right now, right here, pick up a 3rd down, get a little bit of momentum going. They need to show the Westside Warriors that they can pick up 3rd down, they can pick up a good chunk yard play, and that they can fight with Westside, because Fremont right now, their schedule is looking really bleak the rest of the season. A lot of top 10 and top 15 opponents.
Throwing across his body and falling incomplete, but a flag is going to be thrown on the far sideline, looking for his running back, Devarius Bell, and I assume we're going to have a pass interference call.
It looked like the flag came in right after the pass was incomplete, but we could have a pass interference call here, Zach. I think you might be right.
Pass interference is indeed the call, and that's going to be an automatic 1st down for the Tigers.
Fremont there with a good break, and they get themselves a pretty huge 1st down. They're only 2nd of the day with 3:10 left to go here in the first quarter. Now let's see. Now it's going to be interesting to see here what they can do on this set of downs here. If they're going to punch the ball still through, going to still run the ball, or if they're going to maybe air it out a tad more.
Taking the snap, Boy handing it off to Eiler, and a flag is going to be immediately thrown after the snap, and no gain on the carry for Brooks Eiler.
Yeah, another flag. This is third one in a row. Let's see what this one is now. Maybe it came in immediately directly after a snap, so maybe I'm going to guess illegal motion or illegal substitution.
I mean, flags have been kind of an issue in all Westside games this year, whether the flag is going against the Warriors or their team they're playing. It's been a very common occurrence.
I don't think everybody was set.
Indeed, an illegal formation call. Too many guys in the backfield is the call from our white cap.
And once more, another easily avoidable penalty for Fremont, pushing them back another 5 yards. And right now, Westside, another great opportunity here to maybe stuff them up the middle, maybe do a couple of pass breakups here and force Fremont to punt, get another touchdown here, maybe to end the first quarter.
Taking the snap, Boy, quick screen route over the middle, finds an open receiver. And near the 1st down marker is going to be his tight end, Carver Kroger.
A little RPO action there. Found Kroger right over the middle. Gained 10 yards. And that Fremont has been pretty good on these little short RPO screen passes here, which have been pretty good for them in these 5 games, mainly the ones they've won.
Handing the ball off is Boy, and immediately brought down in the backfield, a gain of 1 on that carry. That carry goes to Max Cooper, the 5'10" junior.
Once more 3rd down here. Another opportunity for a key stop here for Westside here. Fremont has been a little bit shaky on the 3rd downs. They've gotten one converted off of a run and then a penalty. But 3 to the near, They might do a little bit of a screen action play right here.
Boboy takes the snap, not handing it off. Throwing over the middle and incomplete is the pass. Bounce out of the receiver's hands, Noah Sagehorn.
What a hit right there. The junior Reed McIntyre on the hit. It looks like Sagehorn is down. He got hit real hard right in the chest. And he looks pretty shaken up.
We're going to take a quick break to respect Sagehorn, and we'll be right back when the injury is all cleared up. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. Sagehorn walks out on his own power to the sideline, but a scary hit laid out by Reed McIntyre.
Yeah, it was a big hit by McIntyre. Probably knocked the wind out of Noah Sagehorn, but he walks off on his own 2 feet, and that's a good sign here for Fremont, who, for the time being, has lost their best receiver.
Back to pump, Boboy, Westside once again forcing the stop. In, nearly blocking it is Reed McIntyre. Keenan Cotton on the return, shakes off one defender to the 30. He's going to go up the left sideline with a burst of speed and pushed out of bounds around the 45-yard line.
And you know what? And then when Keenan Cotton gets that ball, you know it's going to be something special here. The crowd could feel it. Probably you at home could feel it if you've watched these games before. Keenan Cotton is absolutely electric there, and he does a little bit of a hesitation there and gets up all the way past the 50, all the way past to the 50-yard line to Fremont's 49-yard line.
Braylon Warren once again in the game. Jenkins to his left, takes the handoff up the middle, runs into a brick wall after a gain of 3 or 4. And I want to talk about Hunter. The Omaha World Herald, the ranking system we use in most high school sports, has Westside at number 2. I got to assume it's because of the win differential, but after they were dropped to number 2, Westside, after that Millard West game, they had a really good truculent response, pushing back against what they said, but they still remain number 2 despite Millard South having that loss in Arizona to start the year.
Yeah, I think it's just because Millard South's been winning by so much. They've been kind of doing what Westside done last year and beating by a lot.
Wide open down the sideline, Keenan Cotton into the end zone. Touchdown Warriors, they lead 20-0. Keenan Cotton, nobody within 15 yards of him. Westside with a big lead still here in the fourth quarter.
Right there, 1 to the near, 3 out to the far. Keenan Cotton set up in the slot, and he ran a simple little post route, and he was left wide open, and I mean wide open. Got a beautiful pass from Warren, hit him in stride, and got the touchdown. So a beautiful pass by sophomore quarterback Braylon Warren, and a beautiful reception here for Keenan Cotton as he adds a touchdown to his total. And if I'm a recruiter here, I'm going to be wanting to look at Keenan Cotton. He's been a bit under-recruited for what he has been putting up numbers here at Westside as they take should be a 21-0 lead.
After the PAT is updated, Westside leads 21-0. We'll be right back here on the WTV Live Network with what will be the end of the first quarter. Yeah. I said will be. Did you get the extra point? It took a while for him to update it. You have to go to football scoreboard. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. I'm Zach Kastrick. Hannah Velopek alongside me for what is not been much of a roller coaster. Westside just dominating in all fashions to start things off.
Yeah, Keenan Cotton right there just before a 46-yard touchdown reception, and just a beautiful ball from Braylon Warren to him. And that's a good sign for your young quarterback here. He'll be starting the next 3 games. He'll be starting the next 3 years for Westside. And his dad was a former offensive lineman. He owns a football academy here in Omaha. And Braylon Warren's only a sophomore, and yet he already has a Division I offer from Iowa State. And there should be more coming in the following years. He's already visited Missouri when they played Boston College a couple weeks ago, and he's scheduled with a visit up to Michigan in a couple weeks.
That's not Boboy taking the snap, and all the way to the end zone. Quentin Warren in for the touchdown. Pick 6 off the hands of backup quarterback Will Schleichender.
How do you do, Quentin Warren? He has another interception, his third or fourth on the year, as he takes that one for his second pick 6 of the year. Read the route perfectly. It was a little screen pass out to the right. And he read it perfectly. Nobody within sight. Backup QB didn't know he was coming, and he has the pick 6 touchdown. And Westside, not even 5 seconds after the Keenan Cotton touchdown, with the extra point, makes it a 4-touchdown game, 28-0.
I mean, I couldn't imagine a better start for this Westside team. 28 points in the first quarter. I would like to say it's over, but you just saw Westside score 2 touchdowns in a matter of 5 seconds.
Yeah, Fremont's a little bit baffled right now. Nobody really expected much from Fremont coming into the game. And right now, it's still it's 28-0 at the end of the first quarter. This is vintage Westside football here, especially from last season where they dominated every opponent they played. And right now, they are putting on a good show for the alumni that are here from last year's team, having a little bit of nostalgia from last season.
Yeah, exactly right. This is how you started a game last year. One of the best teams in the state history, the 2023 Westside Warriors, many of them here watching from the sideline. And Shrislin, once again, he'll be back to kick his last one, winning in the end zone for a touchback. Another good kick. It's going to bounce over the head of Eiler and into the end zone. Touchback for Westside.
I've really liked the progress of Ever Shrislin. Coming into the year, Westside has had a lot of good kickers. Current Nebraska kicker Tristan Alvano, who's injured right now, who played a really great season for the Warriors, kicking a 57-yard field goal. I don't know if that's the Westside record, but I'm pretty sure it is, and was a few yards off from the Nebraska State record. Went 5 for 5 in the 2022 state championship game to lead Westside to a big win in that game against Gretna. And then Will Bowerly last year nailed a lot of PATs. Whenever he got field goal and kick opportunities, he took them well. And Ever Shrislin didn't come into the year too hot with a lot of fanfare, and he's progressing his game, and he's up to like 40, maybe even 45-yard field goals.
That screen pass falls incomplete, looking for his receiver on the outside, Jackson Shutt.
Fremont it's 22 seconds left in the first quarter, just going to still play their style of football here. They've done it pretty well. They've got some real good games under their belt. They've lost a couple of close ones to both Westview and an overtime stunner in Lincoln against Columbus.
Back into the game looks to be Boboy. Never mind, it's not. Pitching it is Schleichner to the outside for Bell, and he's near the first down marker. Hunter, interesting choice by head coach Lee Jennings of the Tigers to put in the backup quarterback Schleichener over Boboy.
Yeah, I have not seen this quarterback. I haven't seen his stats too much, but I think they're just going to try to run a bit more of an option game here.
Yeah, I mean, when I was going through the stats, Schleichener has played in 4 of the 5 games this year, so it is definitely evident that he has had plenty of playing time this year. He drops back deep, drop back, looking deep, down the sideline for Sagehorn, and it goes way over his head in the middle of the field. But good to see Noah Sagehorn back out there after Reed McIntyre laid a big hit on him.
Yeah, he got hit real hard, got the wind knocked out of him. But great coverage there once more by Reed McIntyre. Did a little bit of a push off, but no call from the official. As McIntyre gets another great block down, and once more, Fremont's going to punt back to the dangerous returner in Keenan Cotton.
Once again, getting pressure of the Westside D-line, calling a fair catch and hitting the back of the Tigers' shoe, and it's going to be downed near midfield. And Braylon Warren and the Westside running backs come out onto the field. Heretofore, the combination between Finn Christensen and Tay Jenkins has 100 yards to their names, 100 yards on the nose exactly. Finn Christensen, 24 yards, and Tay
Jenkins,
76, and a touchdown to start things off here in the first quarter.
Yeah, both Westside running backs, the dual threats, have been a great key to their game right now.
And ending the first quarter is going to be an incomplete pass looking for Titan Glassman. Westside leads 28-0 as we end the end of the first quarter here on the WTV Live Network. Westside 28, Tigers nothing. You're listening to Westside Football on the WTV Live Network. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. Westside leads 28-0 after a really dominant first quarter with 3 offensive touchdowns and 1 defensive touchdown. The person with the ball, Tay Jenkins, scored the first touchdown of the game, and he takes that one for a first down.
Westside a real dominant first quarter. Kind of deja vu to the Bell West game where they started off hot. But this is a totally different team. Not as good, 3-2, but can still make a good run at it.
Tay Jenkins takes that carry for a gain of 4. A first down after he laid his shoulder down. Pick up a few extra yards. Now into the game is Finn Christensen. Tay Jenkins out. 3 trips right for Braylon Warren and 1 to his left. Christensen takes the handoff to the right side of the line, and he gains 2 or 3 before he's spun down by a couple of Fremont Tiger defenders.
I do not expect Westside to pass the ball too much for the rest of this game. They've been really dominant on the ground. They've let Braylon Warren air it out a couple of times, and it has been really effective. We've seen Keenan Cotton score a touchdown on a long touchdown reception, and we've seen Eli Johnson nearly get one.
Finn Christensen with another carry near the first down marker. That's going to bring up 3rd and short. I mean, just to remind everybody at home, a running clock begins at a 35-point lead after halftime. So we will have to run these 10 minutes left here in half before we get any sort of running clock. And that's going to be a hold. That one was quite obvious as Finn Christensen runs up the middle for a first down, but that one's going to bring back.
Maybe that'll give an opportunity for Warren to air the ball out. Hasn't gotten many very opportunities to pass. He is 3 for 4. He's only thrown 4 passes, 3 for 4 with 68 yards and a touchdown with that long one, a 46-yard completion to Keenan Cotton. But right now, if they're going to let Braylon Warren sling the ball, they might diversify the options. Titan Glassman hasn't been has not been utilized as effectively as maybe he should be. Mo Purify's got about 141 yards on the season. He's been pretty good, but there's a lot of good receiver depth for Westside.
Roland Wars out to his left, finds a wide open Titan Glassman at the 20-yard line. First down for Westside.
Well, there you go. Titan Glassman, first reception of the day. And he made a big one there, about 20 plus yards, and it'll give Westside into the red zone right at the 20-yard line.
10-10 remains here in the first half. Warren in the shotgun. Tay Jenkins to his right. He'll pull the ball back, looks to his left, pressure in his face, breaks out of the tackle, looks like he's going to keep it for himself, and a big block that's going to be flagged from nearly every official on the field.
Oh, my. I think that might have been Tay Jenkins on the block there. The running back may have been the one that laid down the hammer.
We'll wait to appear the call. We can most definitely confirm it's going to be a blindside block.
Well, yeah, unnecessary roughness. So that'll bring Westside back another 15 yards.
That was a big hit.
That was another big hit. Westside right now laying down the hammer.
3 officials on the field called that one.
Oh, it's on the defense.
No, the official definitely missaid that. We didn't get a number. Looked like maybe Tay Jenkins, you said, Hunter, but nonetheless. But the official said it was on the defense, but we know that's not true. And all 3 officials that threw their flag will pick it up, and we'll be ready to go. It's going to be first down and 20 after the penalty. Warren will be in the shotgun. Tay Jenkins to his left, and 2 receivers on each side. Warren drops back, rolls out to his right. Pressure coming, gets through the line. Flag is thrown. Warren continues on his feet, gets in the open field. He's going to be at the 10-yard line before he's dragged down, and it appears it's going to be a hold on Westside.
Man, another great run there. That one, Braylon Warren escaped the pressure once again, able to run for about nearly 20 yards, and it's just been a flag party here for the Whitecaps, and it just brought Westside back a lot of yardage. It will be a hold on Westside. Number 55, it is Hudson Mead on the hold, Zach.
I believe Hudson Mead is one of the players filling in for Johnny Hurtado being out. He started the season, but then coming in and taking his spot was Ahmad Rusudov, and now it's Hudson Mead filling in for an injured Johnny Hurtado on the line. And it's first and 33. Tay Jenkins gets the carry, and he's brought up to about the 34-yard line. It's still going to be second and a mile.
If it's a second and a mile, you do not like that situation. If Westside is maybe one of those 3 or 4 teams in the state that can probably pick it up.
That's true. Taking the screen passes, Keenan Cotton nearly breaks a tackle before he's dragged down at about the 22-yard line. Still going to be third and long.
Great job there by Fremont. Just to stop Keenan Cotton in his track, grab him. A defender grabbed him by the legs, and that's the best way to stop the speed demon. Just halt him as much as you can here. Just not allow him to get any more yards or get out into any open space, because he is dangerous on those screen passes.
Third and 13. We know Westside can pick it up. Warren takes a snap, pulls it back from Jenkins, He's going to step up in the pocket, pressure coming, gets out of it, still looking downfield. He'll take it for himself now, spins out of one tackle, nearing the 10-yard line before he's brought down, and that's going to bring up fourth down and about 4 or 5 yards.
Johnny Hurtado is the center of this team, and the center is one of the most important positions in football, and it is a big position, and right now Fremont's been able to get pressure on Raylan.
Tay Jenkins on fourth down takes the pitch, and he's going to get into the end zone. Tay Jenkins with his second touchdown of the game. Westside had a 1st and 33. Nevertheless, they fight their way back, and Tay Jenkins gets his second score of the game.
Another great touchdown there by Tay Jenkins. Got the pitch on a 4th and 2 and made some magic happen. Got to the outside, broke inside, managed to break a couple of tackles in for a touchdown, his second of the game, and the extra point will put Westside up 35-0.
And you may know 35 is a running clock in Nebraska high school football, but it must be in the second half. I remind you that before we go to a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Westside leads 35-0. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. Westside leads 35-0 with 7:59 left to play in the first half. Shrislin boots it away. Eiler will come up to the 8-yard line to field it. He's going to break into the middle, now down the left sideline before he's going to be brought down by Bryson Williams.
You've seen a little bit of a couple of good electric returns there by the running back on this team, Brooks Eiler. He's managed to get up a couple of times past the 30-yard line, and has probably been the most productive offense here for Fremont.
We'll see which quarterback is in the game right now. And it appears it's going to be back to the starter, I think. Can't quite see the number in the backfield, but he's going to hand it off to Eiler, and he's going to be dragged down.
No, it's still Scheisler.
It's going to still be the backup quarterback, Schleichler. So it appears that Beauboy may be done for the day. I mean, it's been 3 straight drives that he has not been in the game, and they've been playing who has started the game as the backup, Will Schleichler. We knew it might be a chance we see him coming into this game. He's appeared in 4 of the 5 games for the Tigers, but here he is in his 5th appearance. He has 2 running backs to his right, 2 receivers on the right side as well. Fumbles the snap, picks it up, rolls out to his right, and the ball's going to be batted down by Quentin Warren.
Quentin Warren has been all over the place. He is a great linebacker. He's a good dual threat linebacker. He's what I like in one. He can stuff the run. He's a hard-hitting downfield linebacker, but he can also drop back in coverage. He's got some good speed on him and can play zone defense real well. Block down a football. We saw it earlier, made a great pick 6.
I mean, before the game starts, every player on the starting lineup introduces himself, and when he introduces his position, he says DB and, quote, athlete. Schleicher drops back, looks over the middle of the field. Quentin Warren, Christian Jones, went straight through his hands before it gets to the receiver, Siza, where he drops it.
Yeah, and that'll break up another 4th down, another 3 and out for Fremont.
They got across midfield in that first drive, but I don't believe they've gotten past there since then.
No, it's just been Westside has been strangling them on the offensive end and has not been able to get downfield. Has thrown a couple of passes, pretty deep passes, but have just not been able to get it done.
Westside's gotten coverage on the punt very well. Once again, nearly getting to it. Keenan Cotton calls for a fair catch at the 42-yard line, and that is where Braylon Warren and the Westside offense will take over, up 35-0 over the Tigers.
Now at this point, if Warren and the offense have scored 5 touchdowns on 5 drives here, and last drive they had a 1st and 33, which they ended up turning into a touchdown on that down and distance during that type of possession. So I'm thinking here if Lamonji here, you might just take him out after this drive if they get up a lot.
Christensen breaks free through the line down the left sideline, and he gets up past the Fremont Tiger 40 before he's dragged out of bounds.
Though the pass blocking hasn't been the absolute greatest for this O-line, their rushing offensive line has been spectacular, been able to bring them up to the second level.
Christensen once again on the carry. He gets up to the 33-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 7. I mean, last year when Westside was up this much, it took Lamonji about maybe 3.5 quarters before he put in the backup quarterback. So we'll see what they decide to do here. And reminder, next week is number 3 in the state, Elkhorn South. Warren takes a snap, looks to his right, takes a few steps that direction, now rolls out, pressure comes, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield, a loss of 1 or 2.
He was looking all on that right side all the time. He had good block protection there, but the pass rush, as he was rolling out, the pass rush got to him, and he went down for about a loss of 5. And like you said earlier, number 3 Elkhorn South's coming in next week. That will be the marquee game of the week here on the stream too. It'll be a good game, but do you think Lamonji might just keep in Warren for some reps?
I would think you have to with such a good team coming up next week. That'll be the first top 5 opponent Braylon Warren has faced in his career. Christensen takes the carry, breaks free, picks up the first down and a few extra yards.
I believe it'll be the second top 5 team he's faced. I'm pretty sure week 1.
Oh, yeah,
week
Omaha
one,
North.
Omaha North, week 1. I don't think they're definitely not top 5. I'm pretty sure they're still top 10 in the state. Am I wrong?
I think Omaha North came into the season at number 4.
They were number 2,
so,
number 3 or number 4.
Misquote me there. Another handoff for Christensen. He's gotten the bulk of the carries on this drive. Picks up 7 on first down. Back to that Elkhorn South topic. I mean, you got to expect that to be a great game. Number 3 team in the state, just behind Westside in the polls. But I can't help but think the revenge that team's going to want after losing in the state championship to Westside last year.
Yeah, it was absolutely brutal. I was at that game. I was freezing my tail off in the stands. It was 56-0 at Memorial, and it was just a beatdown.
Taking the catch is Eli Johnson, and he tiptoes his way down the sideline. Touchdown Westside. Eli Johnson with a pickup of 12. Westside leads 41-0. 4:34 left in the first half.
Eli Johnson right there. That's that wide receiver 2 for Westside. He is a great deep ball threat for Braylon Warren, but a little screen pass right there and a great block by Keenan Cotton allows him to scurry into the left pylon for a touchdown.
Shrislin on for the PAT. It's good as always. Westside leads 42-0 here on the WTV Live Network.
Oh.
Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. A 42-0 lead for the number 2 team in the state.
Yeah, just brutal dominance here by Westside. A lot 2023 form right now, 42-0, nearing the halftime marker, and Fremont's a bit disheveled here. I just think you play for pride at this point. Try to get on the board and just play the best style of football that you can.
That kick bounces at the 7-yard line, and nearly recovering it is the Westside Warriors as the ball bounced away from Brooks Eiler.
That was not a good move by Eiler. I think he expected it to bounce to the right, which would have put it out of bounds and put Fremont at about the 30 or 40-yard line. But it had some backspin. It took a weird hop, and it looked like Reed McIntyre was the one who nearly got on top of it and nearly got the football for Westside, and would have put him down near the 14-yard line where Fremont will start with not good field position. But we've seen a couple of big drives here against the Westside defense. Last week, there was a 97-yard passing touchdown by Omaha Central's quarterback.
Rolling out with Schleicher, and looking for an open receiver, and it falls incomplete. Carver Kroger was the intended target.
Yeah, right there was Diesel Klein on the coverage. And it was just a great job by him, and got in front of the defender and nearly picked it off, but just a little bit short of an interception. And Westside's defense still has been just strangling the Tigers so far, as we see in the score 42-0. 6 drives for the Warriors, and they've all produced touchdowns. 2 by Tay Jenkins, 1 by Finn Christensen, 1 by Eli Johnson, and 1 by Keenan Cotton.
And then that defensive touchdown by Quentin Warren.
Quentin Warren pick 6, as Fremont will call a timeout here and just try to regroup themselves, maybe try to get some points on the board before halftime.
That timeout is also going to send us to a quick 30-second break here on the WTV Live Network. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. With the ball is the Tigers. Taking the handoff is Eiler, and he's quickly spun down in the backfield by Christian Jones. I want to talk about him for a minute. He's playing middle linebacker right now, and that's actually not what he's accustomed to in high school. He's accustomed to the outside linebacker position, but after Ty Sidzik went down with a brutal knee injury, tearing multiple CLs, ACL, MCL, he's out for the year, and Christensen has had to step in, and although he's such a great player, middle linebacker is a very hard position to adapt to on the fly.
Yeah, he usually plays outside linebacker. He's a downhill run-stopping linebacker, and middle linebacker is kind of that versatile one that Quentin Warren plays so well that can drop back in coverage.
CJ was in on the pressure there, going deep, and nearly having the interception was Charlie DiLorenzo.
He was looking like the receiver there, made a nice effort to dive at it, and the senior nearly coming up with his first interception of the year. Did not get in too much last year. I think he got in a few times with Westside's dominance of a blowout, but
last year's DBs were really good. Preston Okafor and Jordan Hurst both playing college ball.
Yeah, Westside, I think these backups got a lot of good experience with Westside winning by a lot each week.
Punting from his own end zone is Boy. Keenan Cotton will not call a fair catch, and it'll bounce at the 35-yard line and will come to a complete stop at the 38. And that's where Westside will begin their drive, looking to make it a 49-0 lead. And here comes Braylon Warren, I would assume. Yeah, Braylon Warren still.
Yeah, Braylon Warren has been absolutely electric so far throughout the game. let's see here. I'm going to pull up his stats real quick. He has only attempted 7 passes. He's 6 for 7, but has 114 yards on those passes and has 2 touchdowns. A 46-yard bomb to Keenan Cotton, which he threw perfectly in his breadbasket, and a little screen pass to Eli Johnson, who scurried in for about a 10-yard touchdown.
Warren takes the snap, looks to his right, screen pass to Mo Purify the second. He breaks 1 tackle, and he's going to be dragged down after a gain of 2.
Mo Purify, good receiver, good DB when he gets into play that position. His dad, as we have a flag here at late on Fremont side of the field. But I was saying earlier, Mo Purify's dad, he was a great player with Nebraska. He played there for a few years, I believe in the 90s, maybe the 2000s. I'm not too sure, but he has a lot of these players have good background experience in football.
I definitely wasn't alive. NFL backgrounds, college backgrounds, a lot of these players have been raised from people that have come from athletic families, whether that's Mo Purify. Keenan Cotton, believe, comes from an athletic background as well.
Burke Brown,
his dad played kicker in the NFL with a couple of teams.
Yeah, I believe he has a couple Super Bowl rings too.
Yeah, I know he played for my favorite team, the Los Angeles Chargers.
I believe he's also played for the Steelers.
Yeah, sounds about right, but Burke Brown comes from an athletic family. Big baseball player is Burke Brown. I know Braylon Warren, obviously, his dad played in the NFL for several years.
Bryce Williams.
Yeah, his dad played for the Huskers, I believe, as well.
So a lot of these guys have dads or other family figures who have played football at the next level, and even the NFL level.
A lot of athletic players here on this Westside team. We know that. Warren takes the snap, hands it off to Tay Jenkins through the hole and into the end zone. Touchdown, Westside. It's 48-0.
Now that's just a beautiful run here. Split the gap right through the thread of the needle in for the touchdown. Tay Jenkins, his 3rd of the day. And after that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, he took it 20 yards to the house. Beautiful run by Tay Jenkins, as still no running clock, but right now it should be here real soon. 48-0 here, pending the extra point. And Westside will receive the kickoff to begin the second half.
I do believe I saw a different kicker, Tyler Hanna, run out onto the field to kick this PAT as we get a look at his number.
Yeah, that's Tyler Hanna. Yeah. Tyler Hanna's the backup kicker and the backup punter, can do a little bit of both here. But that's his first PAT of the season for the sophomore.
First of his career, too, here at the varsity level.
Yes, sir.
I mean, so you're already seeing Coach Moravec on the special teams elect to put in some backup players, as we'll see what Coach Lamonji chooses to do here on defense. I imagine the first-string guys will remain on the field for at least the rest of this first half.
Yeah, I expect them to probably play up until the end of the third quarter and maybe put in some backups here with a good amount of juniors who play on JV, a good amount of sophomores who are on varsity and play a bit of JV.
I'll be curious to see who they put in at backup quarterback. I've been hearing it's going to be Burke Brown, but he's actually not listed as the backup quarterback, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is not. I've heard from Braylon that I don't think he's listed on the roster here, but Jacob Scheffler, he is a starting quarterback on JV along with Burke Brown, who also plays really good football. He's a good option quarterback from the film I've watched of him. And maybe even Quentin Warren might get in for a couple of drives.
Quentin Warren played quarterback a little bit last year. Burke Brown actually took a break from football to focus on baseball last year. And I do believe when I talked to him, he just said he missed football so much he had to come back. That kick, a short kick to about the 18-yard line where it's fielded. And a burst of speed down the left sideline and pushed out of bounds is the returner, number 16, Alex Deers.
Yeah, that was a beautiful burst of speed there, and it gained them maybe about 10, maybe 15 extra yards. And Fremont's return game has been not very bad so far, as it'll put Fremont up at the 37-yard line.
That's funny.
at the 37-yard line here to begin the drive and probably just try to get at least maybe like 15, 20 yards here going to halftime with a little bit of pride.
Taking it on the quarterback keeper is Will Schleicher as we tick under 3 minutes here remaining in the first half.
Milwaukee's going to probably let this clock run down as much as it can go. Fremont maybe just still going to pound the rock, play their style of football. They have a couple of tough games coming up here. Let me pull up their schedule real quick. But I believe I've seen Creighton Prep on their schedule. I believe I've also seen Papillion La Vista. They play a lot of good teams upcoming.
There on the carry is Devarius Bell. He's brought down short of the first down marker. That's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Let's see. Yeah, they play Prep next week, Papio, and then finishes the season at home against Central. 3 top 10 should be top 10 teams.
Yeah, 3 really good teams to end this season there. Westside already beat Omaha Central, and Papio La Vista will be their homecoming game in about 2 or 3 weeks.
And then they play Prep, I believe, they play Prep after the Elkhorn South game. Yes, they play Elkhorn South, Prep, and Papio.
Papio is the last regular season game for the Warriors, also their homecoming game, so we'll expect a big crowd there. And that Creighton Prep game is an away game, and if I've heard correctly, that game is scheduled to be played at Omaha Northwest High School.
It will be played at Niall Kinnick Field at Omaha Northwest. Creighton Prep hasn't had a football field for a good amount of time. I don't know of it, but I'm pretty sure I've heard a rumor that they've played a game here before.
They did play earlier this year here at Westside. I believe that was when Westside played at Columbus a few weeks ago. Here on the broadcast was Creighton Prep's broadcast. They bring their equipment for every game, but Creighton Prep just kind of bounces around to different stadiums across the city.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt to get our equipment up here from our journalism room deep within the school. I just can't imagine how bad it is just for them to load everything on their own cars and drive it out here, especially for games a good distance away. Though they're in our district, Prep's about maybe 10, 15 minutes away from here.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give everyone credit at Prep. You know, they're taking a bus ride every week, no matter what, where they're playing, even if it's a home game. So Prep does kind of have a disadvantage when it comes there. They have no true home field. And since we're talking about Creighton Prep, why don't you turn into their broadcast in 2 weeks over at Home of Northwest? They got good broadcasts as well. Mike Knockenauer, great guy. Give him a quick shout out. As Westside leads 49-0, Schleicher drops back down the right sideline, looking for the receiver, and it's going to be a PI call on Charlie DiLorenzo. He's quite upset.
Just a little bit of initial contact too early there for DiLorenzo, and that'll give Fremont 15 extra yards here as they're going to try to start driving here at the end of the half. 1:28 left to go here for the Tigers. But yeah, tune into that broadcast at Northwest against Westside. It'll be a good game, but Prep, you're right. They've been really good at bouncing around stadiums. They played at a lot of them. Played here at Westside. They played a lot of home games at Burke. They're playing at Northwest against Westside. They've been kind of bouncing around everywhere without a home stadium.
Yeah, Creighton Prep is an underrated team. I know they like to run the rock, have a solid quarterback over there in Tony Coniglio as well. So that is in 2 weeks after Westside takes on the number 3 team in the state, the Elkhorn South Storm. And that one will be at home here at Phelps Field. And you and me, Hunter, will be on the call here in the WTV Live Network as well.
Yeah, it'll be a real good game. Westside, like I said in the pregame, has not lost a home game since 2018 when they lost to Millard South by 20.
Eiler takes that handoff on first down, will gain nothing, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10, nearing a minute left here in the half.
Fremont finally getting some plays here in Westside territory. That was the first one since Westside or Fremont's first drive of the game. And right now they are at the 42 of Westside. A minute left to go here. They are in no rush at all. And it looks like their kicker, their long is 56. of a field goal. So they might have a good leg in that boot.
Dropping back to Schleicher. In and out of his receiver's hands. Kieran Grothy on the intended target. And that one's definitely one he probably should have caught. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 10. And they're not quite in field goal range.
No, they are not. This would probably be about a 60-yarder from here. But once more, great coverage by Reed McIntyre, who got initial contact and managed to poke out the ball. Quentin Warren, once again, was nearly there for the interception off the tip, I believe with Christian Jones and Joe Simon there too, but followed harmlessly to the ground with 43 seconds left to go. Still 3rd and 10 as we will have a 3rd and final timeout here from Fremont.
3rd and final timeout. 43 seconds remain here in the first half. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Westside leads 49-0 with 42 seconds left to play. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. Zach Kastrick, Hunter Velopek alongside me. Westside leads 49-0. Nearing the end of the first half, Schleicher lowers his head and takes a big hit from Christian Jones, and coming down from his safety position, Reed McIntyre.
And that big hit should take us here into the half here. Yeah, the game clock's running more than the play clock.
4th down, I would imagine they wouldn't want to run another play and give Westside a chance to get the ball back. And Reed McIntyre came in on that stab. That's a name we've said a lot this year, Hunter. He's stepping in and taking over a big role for Caleb Benning, who's playing football at Nebraska right now. He's had himself one heck of a season back there at safety.
Yes, he has. He has been a great all-around defender. He's been able to stuff the run, has been able to drop back in coverage and break up passes as we go into halftime. Just a big half from Westside, and 49-0. Just a little bit of deja vu from last year. They were crushing a lot of opponents last year, as right now they are crushing Fremont right now. The Tigers do not know what to do. Westside heads back into the locker room, but their rushing attack has been great. Passing has been real solid. Keenan Cotton, a big 46-yard touchdown reception. Tay Jenkins has gotten 3 touchdowns. And Westside, this is kind of what you want to see from them with number 3, Elkhorn South, looming on the horizon.
Yeah, we'll read off a couple of quick stats here before we take you into the break and we say goodbye and put the band here on the broadcast. Braylon Warren, 7 for 8, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns with a long of 46 to Keenan Cotton. No interceptions on that stat line. Rushing for Westside, Tay Jenkins leads with 120 yards and 3 touchdowns. Finn Christensen also in on there, 81 yards, nearing 100. He has a touchdown as well, averaging 8.1 yards per carry. On defense, Quentin Warren got there on the pick 6. Receiving for Westside is Keenan Cotton, leading the way with 57 yards. Eli Johnson with 30 yards. And defense, it's got to be Quentin Warren, like I said, with the pick 6. Leading the team in tackles right now for the Westside Warriors is going to be Bryson Williams with 4, trailed behind Blake Kiefer with 3, and Joe Soria also with 3, along with Diesel Klein. Interceptions, Quentin Warren on the 1, Brooks Eiler with 92 yards returning for the Fremont Tigers. Passing for the Tigers, we have 2 quarterbacks that have played snaps here, but we're going to turn it over to the band real quick. We might be back with more stats here on the WTV Live Network. I'm going to Lincoln.
Huh? Nebraska?
Oh my God, Fremont is terrible. It is not often that you see a football team this bad, but Fremont is that bad. They're so bad, bro. They're terrible. Their quarterback, he throws like he's blindfolded. That was oriented. Okay, now see you tomorrow, okay? Have a good night. Just have an hour and
Oh, is that? The flat camera? Flat camera? I was trying to tell you that.
Oh, is the battery dead?
Yeah, probably. When I was like tapping a water bottle and
Charge my phone real quick, bro. Hey Zach, if you need anything, I'm gonna be in line for the food.
I'm trying to apply to get into this like sports journalism thing at the University of Washington. It's like a summer thing. They actually make you apply to it after I do this.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
I'm excited. That's like the main reason I'm doing this, and because I thought it would be fun like 2 years from now football games or do something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I get to meet like the commanders. We get to like interview them during spring training.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Well, I would recommend anything. It's called Sports Broadcasting Camps. They actually travel around the country in the summer. A bunch of group of guys.
You do it?
Yeah, I do. I went to a couple this year. I went to LA for one.
Yeah.
They do virtual stuff during the school year too, but it's just an organization, a couple of old sports broadcasters that have.
Can you send me it?
Yeah, I'll send you a
Okay.
link here. It's they have different people come in that are in the industry. There's been a lot. I mean, they have Scott Hansen that's come to some. There's Adrian Wojnarowski's come to them. Malika Andrews, NBA is the one. They have ESPN galore. The Chargers reporter was in LA. So many really
Like the
big guys.
Chargers Sports Center guy?
Yeah. He's like so many big names.
How do you have to fly to LA then?
I did, but they have them in Kansas City, Denver. So they have ones that are pretty close, but it's like a great experience. They do different like stations, like
Yeah.
get you better, get you out there and try and work your skills.
Yeah.
That's what I do the last couple of summers. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link for your parents to look at.
Okay, yeah. Well, I have to interview that guy right there.
What
In
guy?
mass communication, bro. I'm right
Drum
here.
major?
Yes, bro. No,
Did
bro,
I
it's a
mute?
dub.
I didn't mute.
It's a dub. Shut up.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the WTV Live Network. I'm Zach Kastrick. Alongside me, Hunter Valopek. Westside with what is a more than dominating first half. They lead 49-0 over the Fremont Tigers. I mean, what more can you say about how Westside played in that first half, Hunter? It was unbelievable.
No, you cannot say anything more. They've done great. Tate Jenkins, a big rushing day for him. Already 3 touchdowns and just a great all-around day for the running backs. Finn Christensen has a touchdown. Braylon Warren has been able to sling the rock very great. And it's just been an all-around beautiful day for the Warriors here. But I'm excited to see, I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see this kickoff return right here. Keenan Cotton has not gotten a chance yet. So this will be his first opportunity. And he's returned back, I don't want to jinx it here, but he's returned back-to-back second-half kickoffs for a touchdown.
I mean, I don't know why teams still kick to him, Hunter.
I do not know the reason either, Zach.
You got to think scouting report comes into play, and this has got to go to somewhere other than the 2 in the back, Keenan Cotton and Tate Jenkins. That one's going to bounce into the hands of Tate Jenkins. He'll pick it up at the 10-yard line, and there he goes up the left sideline, has a burst of speed, still in bounds, cuts back inside, and he's going to go to the house. Untouched. Oh! Tate Jenkins with the kickoff return. It's 55-0 Warriors.
Well, welcome back. Hey, we did it against the in the Bell West game. You kick it to either one of them back there, and they will return it down your throat, and they have done it there. Tate Jenkins bobbles the ball at the 10-yard line, but takes it all the way for a touchdown. Thought he may have gotten tackled near the 40-yard line, but a burst of speed cutting in, and he just went off, going all the way 90-plus yards for the score, and it's a 50 bomb for Westside. Wow. Just wow, Zach. The third in a row of a Westside kick return touchdown, and the second this year by Tate Jenkins, matching Keenan Cotton on the season.
I mean, that I still just don't understand it, Hunter, from a broadcaster's point of view, and even from a fan's point of view. They both have a crazy amount of returns, a crazy amount of speed, and they kick it that time to the right side of the field, which is usually zone 3, maybe it's zone 1, however Fremont chooses to do it. But regardless, that's intentional to kick to that side of the field, and Tate Jenkins is there. He's still one of the fastest players in the state. It's just silly to kick it to either one of those 2 players.
It is, and if Westside can hold firm here, that will be probably the one kickoff return of the day for the Warriors, and, well, they've made it special. Let's see. 4 kickoff returns in the past 3 games, Zach. 2 by Tate Jenkins, 2 by Keenan Cotton, and Keenan Cotton's also got a couple of punt returns that could go all the distance too. This is just a very versatile Westside team. One of the most versatile Westside teams I've ever seen, maybe even more than last year when they were absolutely dominating teams. But this just can kind of show you how kind of what they're going to put up against Elkhorn South.
That one's kicked down the right sideline, fielded at the 10 with a burst of speed up to the 15 is Hudson Jennings on the return.
And the offense gets to sit down for a little while longer, and the Fremont offense didn't expect to be out that quickly. Neither did the Westside defense, but right now Fremont's back on the field at about the 26-yard line. Maybe just looking for anything here. They haven't gotten many yards on offense, have barely moved the ball at all, have gotten a few first downs, a couple of pretty mediocre drives. What do you look here if you're probably Fremont here, just trying to just get maybe 3, 7, 6 points on the board?
I would think that's exactly what you got to do. Boboy back in the game as quarterback as Eiler takes that one for a gain of nothing on first down. Aiden Boboy was pulled about at that second quarter mark, somewhere in there. He was pulled and they put in the backup Will Schleicher, but now it appears Boboy is back into the game, and we'll see how much longer they stick with him as quarterback.
Like we were going to say for Westside, Boboy just going to try to get in there for some reps. They have tough challenges ahead. Westside and Fremont, both part of District A1 here, along with Papio, Central, and Creighton Prep, both teams will face this season.
Boboy pulls that one back, completes it to his receiver. He completes that one. That one goes to Max Cooper, a running back out of the backfield. And that'll bring up 3rd and 9. Westside looking to force another 3 and out.
Westside just has been real dominant here. This is what I think will be the key to the Elkhorn South game. Getting those initial first down, second down stops. Because if you get it within 3rd and 5, maybe a 2nd and 5 or a 3rd and 5, they can both throw it and run it. But Westside has done a really good job today against a pretty okay Fremont team of just limiting their big play potential on downs.
Hit as he throws there is Boboy, and he completes that pass to SZA. And that's going to be short of the first down marker. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 1 or 2 yards.
I'm surprised they're bringing out the punt team here. You really got nothing to lose here if you go for it.
I mean, you don't want to make the scoreboard look worse than it is. It's already 56-0, so it is a running clock now that we're in the second half, but, I mean, 8 touchdowns is pretty crazy.
Yes, it is. And it looks like Braylon Warren's keeping the helmet on, along with Eli Johnson and Mo Purify down there near the right sideline, along with, looks like Coach Rice. They're going to probably do another.
And that one bounces off the back of the man on the return team. It's still going to be Westside ball, but it's going to be good field position, and they'll start in plus territory at the Fremont 47.
Another great field position here for Westside. And I'm just going to guess they're going to hand the ball off to Tay Jenkins. He's been their big utility guy all game. 3 touchdowns, and well over 100 rushing yards. He came in with 542 on the season, and it's just been a really good running back, the sophomore, who's going to be, once again with Braylon Warren, going to be a good in the backfield for the couple of years to come. Yeah, he's gotten 10 rushes for 120 yards. That's an average of 12 per.
Tay Jenkins doesn't get the carry there. Instead, it's a quick pass to Christian Jones through the middle of the field, and he picks up a first down, a gain of 16 on first down.
Now just going to be a little bit of, can you execute the play right here? And that was a good job there by Braylon Warren. Offensive line giving him some good protection, and it's just a great day for both the passing and running game.
Jenkins there breaks the first tackle, hobbling on one leg and holding on for dear life, and making the tackle is the defender, Brooks Eiler. Braylon Warren still in the game. As we know, Tay Jenkins on his left hip, 2 receivers to both sides of the field. Quick throw, that one's going to be completed to Quentin Warren, and he lowers his shoulder, breaks a tackle, and is inside the 10, at the 5, still on his feet, fighting, and he gets into the end zone. Quentin Warren showing off his strength there, and that's his 2nd touchdown of the game, his first on the offensive end, to go along with his pick 6.
And you can see Braylon Warren there, giddy as a boy on Christmas. He immediately drove down to the field. Quentin Warren caught that ball at the 20-yard line, made a couple men miss, and he went absolutely crazy. He dragged 3, maybe even 4 defenders from the 10-yard line all the way to the end zone, and to put up another touchdown for Westside. This clock's still running, and Westside, a 63-0 lead, just putting up points for days right now. Fremont just defeated at this point.
We talked about it in the first half. When Quentin Warren introduces himself on the screen here before the game with all the starters, he says Quentin Warren, athlete. So that shows right there. That is one of the most athletic plays I've seen in several years, just dragging defenders on his back. That goes along with his pick 6 and his 2nd touchdown of the day. And Westside's up 63-0.
Yeah, what I'm seeing here, it looks like the offensive line for Westside got taken out a little bit. They've been swapping and swapping their pieces around. It's a couple of more unknown guys who are probably running the line right now. They've done pretty good. A few sophomores, mainly Carson Roberts. He's been a good offensive piece. He's a backup, but he's filling in for Blake Kiefer, who is switching to center with Johnny Hurtado out. And also their offensive line has just been able to adapt, and it's hard to adapt when you have a bunch of moving pieces on the offensive line.
A burst of speed up through the middle is Hudson Jennings in good starting field position for the Tigers at their 32-yard line, but they do trail by 63.
Once more, Fremont just going to try to put up just points. Their goal here should probably just not to put up a shutout here against Westside here. Leave Phelps Field with some points, some pride, and maybe a good spirit when they face off against Papio next week, or against Prep next week.
Not hitting the ball, instead pitching it off to his running back, Bell, breaking the first tackle and getting past the line of scrimmage, picking up 3 yards on first down as the clock continues to tick inside 4 minutes here in the third quarter. It's a running clock.
Westside has just been really good on that option offense game. Right there, I haven't heard his name in a good minute. Delonte Dixon right there on the stop. Only holding him to game 2. Like you said, running clock, just under 3:50 left to go. And Westside, if they can get another stop here, they might be able to put a 70 bomb on Fremont.
Yeah, easily. Pitching it off to Bell once again is Schleicher, or Boboy, check that. Breaking a tackle and getting to midfield is Bell. Bell came into this game with over 300 yards, averaging 8.2 a carry, and he had 7 touchdowns on the year as well. So this is where we thought Fremont would lean on, and that's exactly what they've done. But Westside's just done such a good job stopping that run game.
Yeah, it's been an excellent job here. It looks, once more, it looks like it's going to be I'm going to guess Lamonti's put in his second string defense, a couple of numbers that I have not seen today. A lot of JV players right now are playing on there. Mainly fan favorite Monty Costello.
Taking the handoff there is Eiler, and he's going to be pushed down by about 3 or 4 Westside defenders. After a pickup of 4, it's going to be 2nd and 6. I mean, if you're Fremont, you gotta think the coaches over there on the sideline, including head coach Lee Jennings, is gotta kind of keep away for this Fremont team to not hang their head too much after such a dominating performance.
Yeah, just try to keep their head up high. You have nothing to lose. Air it out. Make this game a tad fun, even though you're down.
Eiler takes the pitch. A flag flies as he's spun down nearing the first down marker. It is going to be a first down pending the flag.
I believe it was holding. Trey Spady over there was just pretty obvious holding call, and the back judge was the one who threw it, but I could be wrong, but it looked like it might be on Fremont. Clock ticking under 1:45.
I mean, the clock runs significantly faster, it seems like, here with the running clock, but 63-0 lead as it continues, and the flag call comes in from our white cap. It's going to be holding, as you said, Hunter, and that's going to bring up 2nd and long for the Tigers.
Once more, Coach Lamanji here getting in some good reps for this backup defensive unit in their second string defense here. Give them a couple of reps here to end the game. You have nothing to lose. Give them some good solid playing time and let them play their game.
Dropping back is Boboy. He'll take it himself up the middle near the first down marker, and he's going to be dragged down, and he's going to be marked just past the first down marker. That moves the chains.
Nah, it's I believe it's going to be 3rd and 9 here, Zach.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong chain, Hunter. That's the old one where they started the drive.
A lot of mistake. That's a very common mistake there, but but you're not wrong. It looks like they may have picked up a first down, but no, it's 3rd and 9. A couple of great wrap up there on Bo Boy by Brooke Brown and Monty.
Running straight into the backfield is John Paul Ryan. And that's one of the most egregious offsides I've seen in quite some time.
He was trying to time it up so badly, and
He's trying to intercept the snap.
he was trying to intercept the snap. He went just a little too fast, misread the snap, and just did a little too much there. So we will have the end of the 3rd quarter. That one went by very quickly. Westside winning 63-0, looking like their former selves a year ago.
Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. I'm Zach Kastrick alongside Hunter Valapek. Despite the 63-0 lead, the Westside fans are still finding a way to have fun. A fan favorite Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus always gets the fans engaged.
Yeah, it's a good student section out here. Pink out today for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and their theme was Tackle Cancer, which is a really good theme to have today for the pink out.
And they showed up well, all these pink shirts. It's awesome to see supporting such a great cause here at Westside.
Yes, indeed it is, Zach. Very good for everybody to show out Breast Cancer Awareness Month this October. And just overall a great crowd here tonight. Fremont, though it's a 34-minute drive and they are getting beat by 63 right now, still had actually a pretty better crowd than I thought they would.
There's a lot of parents and adults out there, and it even looks like maybe 1 or 2 rows of students, maybe 15, 20 kids on the far side. But not a lot for them to cheer tonight as they trail 63-0. Bell with a good carry there, nearing the first down marker.
Yeah, another great run here by Devarius Bell, but another good stop there. Once more, Westside putting in their second-string defense. Burke Brown has been all over the place. He's gotten a couple of tackles as we have maybe a substitution timeout. Devarius Bell kind of walks off the field kind of modestly.
I mean, there's a lot of backups here in the game. I know I see Delonte Dixon out there, a couple other guys. Aiden Gonzalez and
Burke
one of
Brown.
my favorite football players out there, Hunter Wynn, out there at corner right now.
Also one of my good friends, Graham Hoffert. So I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Chad, his dad. He's a good friend of mine. But as we have a timeout here by Westside. But right now, second string defense holding pretty firm right now. Westside calls their first time out of the game, first of the half, and this will be a minute timeout here. 2nd and 2 with a 10:41 left.
And that's also going to be a timeout here on the WTV Live Network. Westside 63, Fremont nothing. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. Westside still dominating 63-0. Tigers with the ball at the 37-yard line. Boboy takes the snap, hands it off to Eiler, and he's brought up past the first down marker at the 32.
Now this is kind of what the drive want you here for Fremont. Just get as many yards as possible. Come out here with the win. But I wanted to say this earlier in the broadcast. I like Fremont's helmet design for the game. They're away whites, but their helmets are really cool. Their numbering is in pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, like the Westside student section.
Going deep, and it's picked off by the Westside Warriors. In on the interception is Delonte Dixon.
And that's it's a good moment there for the backup. Delonte Dixon read it perfectly like a book. Played it good, got the interception, wanted to run for it, but slipped in the end zone and was called down, as looks like it will be not Braylon Warren going to be in this game. He's going to be taken out. Let's see who's going to be coming in at quarterback.
No quarterback is out on the field right now, Hunter.
Maybe. It's going to be, I cannot see that number. It looks like 36. I believe that is Jacob Scheffler. We do not have him
not on the roster.
He is not on the roster, but I believe it is Jacob Scheffler. Yes, it is.
I mean, good for him to see that, with the game well in hand, Coach Lamanji prudently pulls his starters with the game just to give those backups some valuable time here against a decent Fremont football team.
Yeah, just give the backups some rest. It'll be really good for them to get reps, especially last year. Last year, it was really good to get them reps to play right now. They're up 63-0. They've played a lot of good games as Westside picks up a first down, and once more, Westside's going to put up as much yardage as possible here, run down the clock a little bit more, and finish out this victory. Probably 63-0, but maybe 70-0.
Yeah, I mean, it would be awesome to see some of the backup quarterbacks and backup players get some points on the board here. Scheffler takes the snap and hands that one off, breaking a few initial tackles before he's brought down. That is a loss of yardage, and a bit of a kerfuffle at midfield between Titan Glassman and the defender for the Fremont Tigers, Morgan Moore. No flag is thrown, though, at that midfield kerfuffle, but there is a player down.
This clock stops here for an injury timeout. We can't see who that is right now, but not good here to get injured here on probably the last drive of the game.
Stretching out appears to be a cramp. We can't quite tell who the player is, but we're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network while the training staff tends to the injury. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. The injured player, the John Paul Ryan, walks out to the sideline in his own power. Great to see there. Hoping it's just cramps, nothing severe. A lot of backups into the game here. including the backup quarterback, the JV quarterback, handing the ball off there. Pick up about 2 or 3.
That's Freddie Brown on his first run of his high school career.
It's just great, Hunter, see these backup kids, these juniors and sophomores on JV and such, just to get some valuable playing time here on varsity. And it really builds depth. I mean, the kids that start for this Westside team right now were the kids in this situation just last year with so many seniors on last year's team. Braylon Warren was the Scheffler getting back into the game and getting those late game snaps. Tay Jenkins is a transfer, but Finn Christensen was getting those late game carries last season, and it really just builds depth. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, it's really cool here. Especially, I know a lot of these sophomore kids, maybe a couple of juniors, and it's just good to see them out there playing their best game of football. As Westside, this is their first drive that they have not scored, so they will bring out Owen Wright in their first punt of the game. And it looks like Fremont's going to set up 2 returners back there on this 4th and 7. And we have a flag.
I think it's a delay game. The play clock ran out.
I'm thinking you're right. Yes, you are.
6:24. The clock continues to tick. And no scoring in a long time, Hunter. It's kind of unusual. It's weird.
No, I think this might be a move by Lamondre here, just not to run up the score.
Respect, yeah.
Show some respect here. But
you don't want to do what happened to Benson.
No.
You don't want to put up nearly 100 points. It's a shine of respect Coach Lamondre's showing. It's just great.
It's right to put up a good punt there.
Calling a fair catch and bouncing near the feet of the returner. And it's going to roll up to about the 40-yard line before it's down by the Westside kick coverage.
Yeah, clock still running. 5:45 left to go.
And it still looks like many of the starters for the Tigers are still in. You might want to build some momentum, Hunter. It's just something cool to see, just building momentum going into next game. They got a gauntlet coming down the road, like we've said a couple of times, though.
Yeah, they got a big gauntlet coming down the road. This is a A1 district game right here for both teams, and you were right, they have a good gauntlet coming up. Creighton Prep, Omaha Central, Papiola Vista. All 3 of those teams are really solid, could be top 10 teams if they can play their cards right. So if Fremont can win one of those games, they might be able to maybe put their bid in for a playoff spot, be one of those 8 teams.
3-2. It's definitely a possibility if they can find a way to pull off some upsets. And you may look around the scoreboard here in the state and see more blowouts. And that's why you said, Hunter, it's a district matchup, meaning it's not based on any sort of skill base there. So, Westside plays Elkhorn South. That's an out-of-district game, purposely scheduled knowing how good these 2 teams are. As that one's thrown out to the edge, a wide-open receiver, Bell, coming out of the backfield. And another injured Tiger out on the field.
Now that's just a great open field tackle there. It's Adrian Gonzalez on it. But do have an injury timeout.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break here to show a sign of respect to the injured Tiger. And we'll be right back here on the WTV Live Network. You can zoom in now.
So you're right on last name.
Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. The injured Tiger was Austin Owen, the O-line D lineman for the Tigers. As the clock will pick back up here in a second, Westside continues their 63-point lead here at Phelps Field. The snap taken by Schleicher, handed off to his running back, and about 7 or 8 Westside defenders push him back after a gain of 2. Coming out at the bottom of the pile for the Tigers is running back Max Cooper.
Yeah, there's about 4 minutes left. We'll give you some score updates. Like you said, a lot of blowouts. The best game right now is number 5 is Kearney against Papio South. That's games at 24-14 in favor of Kearney. And Prep is leading Central 23-20 in the fourth quarter. But about the rest of them are pretty big blowouts, including Millard South up 42-14 against Papio, a really good team.
Yeah, the number 1 team in the state over there, Millard South, the Patriots, jumping Westside at the start of the season, and they'll presumably, I imagine, hold that top spot.
Unless if they get a close win or maybe even a loss, I think you're right. It'll probably be just be number 1 for beyond, just be number 1 and beyond until the end of the season.
You got to throw in there, I do believe, it's not based off that ranking system. That's a World Herald ranking system that has Millard South at number 1. So if both of those teams were to win out, Westside and Millard South, and wide open in the end zone, that's going to be a touchdown for Kieran Grothy, and Fremont's on the board.
And that's a big one there for Fremont. Grothy right there got just a beautiful pass there, just diced the secondary, and just kind of a yay touchdown, just a no shutout game for Fremont, and that will cut the lead down. It's still a brutal loss, but they could hang their heads high just on that pass alone. A beautiful spiral
it's always
there.
good to see a team get points on the board. You never want to see a team hang their heads so low. And the extra point is no good. It just missed to the left. And it's a 57-point ball game here at Phelps Field.
Yeah, it is. It's clock's ticking. They'll probably get the kickoff and maybe one playoff with the play clock. But 63-6, you don't have that many scores often. So maybe a scoregami game, as the clock has stopped with 1:59 left. So we will get a kickoff and maybe a couple of plays here. But once more around the Metro, a lot of blowouts. 49-0 Columbus against Bryan. Bell West is beating South Sioux City 62-0. Norfolk beating Omaha South 45-0. Miller North and Lincoln East is also a really good game at 24-7. 49-6 Lincoln Southeast beating Lincoln, and Lincoln North Star defeating Omaha Northwest, who finally broke their losing streak when they beat Benson 30-7. That losing streak was at 29 games. But right now, probably the best game. Central has scored to move ahead 27-23 against two really good teams in the same district as Westside.
And Fremont, Westside just beat Central last week. They have Fremont coming up in 2 weeks, and both of those teams are still left on the schedule for this Tigers team.
Yeah, those will be two tough opponents here.
Back to kick, Braden Leak. A couple of new guys as the short return field by Titan Glassman at the 30. He's going to cut cross back to the field and get tackled at the 37-yard line. Clock is under 2 minutes now.
Clock still ticking here. Just under a minute 40 left. Westside now facing next week a huge 63-6 win over Fremont, and the biggest challenge of their season is next week against Elkhorn South. That will be probably the game that will determine the 2 seed in the playoffs if Millard South wins out, and probably who will be the best shot at beating Millard South this season.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, if Westside wins out, they actually will be the number 1 team in the state, because they don't base it off the World Herald rankings. It's based on the NSAA's point standings, and Westside would be the leader if they go undefeated. So you got to keep an eye out on that. Westside may not be ranked number 1 according to the official rankings, but they still lead in the point standings, so they would be that top seed, and Millard South would be too if both teams win out. But, Elkhorn South's not out of it as well for the number 1 seed. If Millard South drops a game and Elkhorn South comes in here to Phelps Field and knocks off Westside next week, they will likely potentially be the number 1 team in the state. And victory formation for the Westside Warriors. and they're going to close things out. That's the last snap of the game. Westside wins 63-6. What a dominating win for the Westside Warriors. Stick around here. In a few minutes, we'll have our player of the game. If you've been listening all game, you might be able to guess who it is. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'll be right back here on camera in just a few minutes with the player of the game. The players shake their hands, a sign of respect. Westside wins 63-6. Zach Kastrick here on the WTV Live Network. I'll have your player of the game in just a few minutes if you stick around. Meantime, I'll read off a few stats from the Westside football team. 9 of 10 was quarterback Braylon Warren, 164 yards, 3 touchdowns, and his long of 64 to his receiver, Keenan Cotton. Rushing for the Westside Warriors, leading the way for them is going to be Tay Jenkins, 11 attempts, 121 yards, 3 touchdowns on the game rushing for him. Also, a kick return touchdown that we saw here on the WTV Live Network. He averaged 11 yards a carry. His counterpart, Finn Christensen, also 11 carries. He had 89 yards and found his way into the end zone 1 time. That's about it for Westside rushing. We'll take a look at the receiving stats. Leading the way for the Westside Warriors was Keenan Cotton, including his 46-yard touchdown. He had 2 receptions. Behind him was Quentin Warren, 32 yards on 1 catch, which was also a touchdown. He also had a pick 6 for the Westside Warriors. On defense, mentioned that Quentin Warren pick 6, leading the team in tackles. A couple of guys, Christian Jones with 5, and several guys down the list with 4. Bryson Williams, Burke Brown, John Paul Ryan, Diesel Klein with 4 tackles, and a ton of Westside Warriors with 2. Kicking, a strong point for this Westside Warriors team. Perfect on PATs was the Westside Warriors. Ever Shrislin, along with a couple of backup kickers, knocking through kicks. Returning, Tay Jenkins, that 1 return for 89 yards and the touchdown coming out of the half. If we talk about the Westside Warriors, on the other end, the Fremont Tigers, who lost 63-6 tonight in quite devastating fashion. Hopefully they can hang their heads a little higher after scoring points. The starting quarterback, Aiden Boboy, had 2 of 14 with 2 picks and 16 yards, no touchdowns. 1 of 2 was Will Schleicher. He had 1 yard passing, no touchdowns. Rushing was the strong point for the Tigers tonight. Leading the way, Devarius Bell, 9 carries for 54 yards. And Kyron Goffey had that 1 carry, which resulted in a 32-yard touchdown. The only score for the Fremont Tigers today. The Westside Warriors will break the huddle, and Coach Lamanji will give his post-game speech, which is usually pretty quick. Got to be pretty happy if you are him, Coach Lamanji. This is 26 wins in a row for the Westside Warriors. Last week broke the school record with 25 straight wins. We'll continue reading off the stats. We'll go to the Fremont Tigers defense. Leading the way is Brooks Eiler with 5 tackles and Jackson Schutt with 5 tackles and 4 tackles. A couple of players, Ethan Peterson and Gunnar Knoll. No interceptions for the Fremont Tigers. No turnovers forced by those Tigers. And Westside's defense, Quentin Warren with the pick, 20 yards away. And Delonte Dixon coming up with an interception on the left end zone. That's going to do it here for Zach Kastrick on the WTV Live Network with your stat read. Stick around. In just a minute or two, our player of the game is walking up to here. We'll have him here on the WTV Live Network. Welcome back here on the WTV Live Network. I'm Zach Kastrick. I'm here with our Time 42 player of the game, Tay Jenkins, over 100 yards on the ground to go with your 3 touchdowns and 1 returning. Here's your game ball. Great performance tonight, Tay.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, what worked so well on the ground game tonight? You know, your 3 touchdowns and your 100-yard plus running game.
Yeah, first off, it wasn't just me. You got to give credit to the O-line, the wide receivers blocking to make them open holes so I could score and get my yards that I get.
And, you know, I want to talk about that kickoff return. That's your second of the year returning. You match your teammate Keenan Cotton. You guys 2 of the fastest players on this team. What was going through your head on that kickoff return as you bounced to the middle of the field to take it to the house?
I fumbled the ball a little bit,
Yeah.
and then I saw like an open hole, and then I see a cutback, which the kicker, and then I cut back, and I was just out of there. Like, I was just seeing green and scored.
And then you gave credit to your teammates on your ground game, the O-line and the receivers out there. What makes you so good finding those open holes created by those teammates?
We work on this at practice every day, and yeah, that's all I got to say about that. We work on this at practice so they get the open holes. They know what they're doing. We watch film. We got a study guide to go over, and then when it comes to game time, they know what they're doing.
And, you know, this is your first year here at Westside, transferring over from Creighton Prep. What can you say? How much fun have you had with this Westside team this season?
A lot of fun. They accepted me, like welcomed me good, and we're building a brotherhood to start something new.
And, you know, next week you guys take on the number 3 team in the state, the Elkhorn South Storm. Really good team. What are your initial thoughts on that team, and what do you guys have to do through practice this week to be prepared next week?
We can't take them lightly, and practice way harder than what we did in the past, and then 3% better every game.
Thank you so much, Tay. That's our Time 42 player of the game. I'm Zach Kastrick. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight's game. Be sure to come back next Friday when we take on the Elkhorn South Storm. Tay will be there in the backfield. Hopefully another 100-yard game.
I got you, for sure.